Hi and welcome to She Learning Academy. We are exploring DNS attacks today. Quick note, we offer private training. If you want more personalized guidance, just reach us on WhatsApp. Let's get started. Now before we dive into the attacks themselves, let's first understand what DNS actually is. Imagine you want to visit a website like google.com. You type that name into your browser, right? But your computer doesn't actually understand the names the way we do. It understands the numbers, specifically IP addresses, which are like street addresses for website. DNS or domain name system works like the internet's phone book. It helps your computer look up the correct IP address that matches the name you typed in. So when you type in google.com, DNS quickly finds the actual IP address of Google servers and connects you there. Now DNS is a critical part of how the internet works. But unfortunately, because it's such a central piece of the puzzle, it's also a common target for cyber attacks. And when attackers go after the DNS, they can do a lot of damage. They can redirect users to fake websites, steal personal information, or even take websites offline. Let's walk through some of the most common types of DNS attacks, starting with poisoning and spoofing. DNS poisoning, also called DNS spoofing, is like giving someone the wrong directions on purpose. Think of it like this. Let's say you ask a friend where the nearest pizza shop is, and instead of telling you the real one, they trick you and send you to the fake one run by the scammers. That's basically what DNS spoofing does, but online. When an attacker poisons the DNS, they feed false information into a DNS server. So when you try to go to a site like facebook.com, your computer asks the DNS server for the address. But because the DNS has been poisoned, it gives you the wrong IP address. One that leads to a fake website that looks just like Facebook. You might not even notice the difference, and you type in your username and password, and just like that, the attackers have stolen your login info. A real-life example of this happened back in 2010, when some people trying to access popular websites were instead sent to malicious sites because of the DNS poisoning attack. And these types of attacks can be hard to detect, and they can spread quickly if not caught early. Another related attack is DNS hijacking. It may sound similar to DNS poisoning, but the difference lies in how the attacker gains control. In DNS hijacking, the attacker doesn't inject false data into a real DNS server. Instead, they change the DNS settings on your device, router, or even through your ISP. This makes your system unknowingly ask a rogue DNS server for website addresses. For example, let's say an attacker accesses your home router and changes the DNS setting from Google DNS 8.8.8.8 to their own malicious server. Now, whenever you try to visit a website, your request is sent to the attacker's DNS server instead of a legitimate one. So even if you type the correct URL, like your bank's, the fake DNS server gives back the IP address of a lookalike fake site. You log in as usual, but now your credentials are going straight to the attacker. What makes DNS hijacking dangerous is that it happens at the source, like your router, meaning you may not notice anything wrong until it's too late. Let's now move to domain hijacking, which is even more serious. In this attack, the hacker doesn't just mess with the DNS records, they take over the entire domain name itself. Imagine owning a business and suddenly losing your website overnight. That's what domain hijacking can do. Here's how it works. A domain name, like example.com, is registered to a registrar. That's a company that manages domain. Hackers might try to break into the account you used to register the domain. And if they succeed, they can change the ownership details, transfer the domain to another registrar, or change the DNS records completely. Once they control the domain, they can point it anywhere they want, to a fake site, a competitor's page, or just take it down entirely. Businesses lose not just traffic, but also trust, money, and sometimes even the entire online presence. A famous case of this was when the domain for a major tech blog was hijacked, and visitors were redirected to a completely different page for hours. Imagine thousands of users trying to visit your site only to end up somewhere else, and it's a nightmare for any brand. Now let's talk about URL hijacking, which is more of a sneaky trick than a technical hack, but still very effective. This attack plays on typos and human error. Let's say you are trying to type facebook.com, but accidentally typed facebook.com with an extra O. You might not even notice, right? Attackers buy up these misspelled domain names and set up the fake sites that look exactly like the real thing. These are called typosquatting or URL hijacking. The goal is to catch people who make small mistakes when typing a URL and trick them into visiting fake websites. These sites might show fake login pages, display ads to make money, or even download malware onto your device. In some cases, these typo sites are used to run phishing scams. You enter your login info and just like that, the attackers have your account. It's scary because it preys on everyday mistakes and we all make typos from time to time. DNS attacks are dangerous because they happen in a place most people don't think to check. And when you visit a website, you assume everything is working as expected. You don't usually think about the steps your computer takes to get you there. That's why these attacks can be so effective. They trick you without even you realizing it. So what can be done to protect against the DNS attacks? For starters, DNSSEC, which stands for Domain Name System Security Extensions, can help. It adds a layer of security by making sure the DNS responses you get are authentic and haven't been tampered with. It's like having a signature that proves the directions you received are legit. Using encrypted DNS like DNS over HTTPS or DNS over TLS also helps keep your DNS traffic private and secure. These methods hide your DNS queries from snooping attackers, making it harder for them to manipulate the responses. If you are running a website, consider enabling domain locking, which makes it harder for your domain to be transferred without your permission. On a personal level, always make sure your devices, especially your routers, have the latest firmware updates. Don't use default passwords and use trusted DNS servers whenever possible. Always double check the URLs you are typing. Be extra careful with spelling, especially for banking and email sites. And if something seems off, like a website asking for a weird information or looking slightly strange, trust your instincts. Might be a sign that something fishy is going on. So to recap, we have 4 major types of DNS-related attacks. DNS poisoning or spoofing, where fake addresses records are inserted into the DNS to mislead you. DNS hijacking, where your DNS settings are taken over and controlled remotely. Domain hijacking, where the actual ownership of a website name is stolen and taken over. And URL hijacking, where attackers take advantage of common spelling errors to trap the unsuspecting users. All of these can be used to steal information, spread malware, or hijack the web traffic. But by understanding how these attacks work and taking a few steps to protect ourselves, we can stay a lot safer online. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you are looking for more personalized training, contact us on WhatsApp. We offer a range of theoretical and practical courses starting at just $99. You can also find a written explanation and a quiz on our website. Link in the description below. And don't forget to subscribe for more useful videos and feel free to ask any questions in the comments. We are here to help. See you in the next one.